everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jardin, and I will tackle on a story called The Little Prince.
Wow!
Before I start the lecture, let me tell you some facts and very brief overview of the novel. The Little Prince, first published in 1943, and novella the most famous work of French historical writer, poet, and pioneering aviator Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. The novella is one of the most translated books in the world and has been voted the best book of the 20th century in France. The Little Prince is a poetic tale with a watercolor illustration by the author in which a pilot stranded in the desert meets a young prince visiting Earth from a tiny asteroid.
One eternity later.
Begin with a lecture of the story. One day, the engine of a pilot's plane broke down and he was forced to land in a desert. After spending a night in the desert, the little prince suddenly was appeared and asked the pilot to draw him a ship. As they continued to converse, the little prince told the pilot where he came from, which is a small asteroid that had two dormant volcanoes and one active volcano. The little prince told the pilot all about his rose, which he had left behind his planet. The little prince spoke the little rose every day and gave it everything it asked. Then one day, he decided to leave his planet and go on a journey, leaving his home planet. The little prince traveled to see other planets. On his journey, he met three men, a businessman, a king, and a lamplighter. As the little prince arrived on a big planet called Earth, as he started walking around, the little prince noticed a group of roses and was confused why there were more roses like his rose, thinking that he thought that his rose was the only rose in the universe. So, he continued with his journey. On his journey, he met a fox. As they conversed, the little prince had told the fox where he came from and why he was sad. As they continued the converse, a friendship was formed. Both of the little prince and the fox tamed each other. Having the little prince visit the fox every day, one day the fox told the little prince to go to the fence where the roses were, and after going there, the fox would tell the little prince a secret. When the little prince arrived to the fence where the roses were, he had told them that they meant nothing to him because his roses is one of and only to him as well as his fox. When the little prince returned to the fox had told and little prince the secret was that he cannot see the incense with his eyes but can only see it with his heart. After talking with the pilot, the little prince had told him that he needed to go back to his planet because his rose was waiting for him. The stars shone very brightly the night, and the next morning the prince had vanished as if by magic. That was the story of the little prince. Before we read this story, let me introduce my special guest, Miss Lorraine Ingayo. Good morning, ma'am. Please take your seat. I will rate this 7 to 10 because the story was amazing story. However, it was a bit confusing. Nevertheless, the story has a very nice lesson that could really help us in life.
I totally agree. The first time I read the story, I was confused and I couldn't understand the whole story. But then, after reading how many times, I finally understood the story or the concept of the story.
Thank you for being my guest today, and God bless.